What's going on with ChiefTexx Films, and you rocking with the hardest podcast on site, baby.
All right, so this is a first. This is a first because the interviewer has never been on camera during the interview. So it was only right that we switch things up. People that are familiar with the series, if you've watched every episode, then you've probably seen my episode and you've heard me pay homage to this individual. Like anybody that follows my career know, I got my start. The person that turned me on game, his name is Reginald Denton, aka ChiefTexx. ChiefTexx. So first and foremost, let me get this out of the way because you've been a big supporter of GHME Films for a long time. So long story short, he has purchased some of my clothing, and I only felt right. I could not ship this to him. He was only in the next neighboring city. It only takes me 45 minutes to get here. Life happens, but I haven't been able to come here, so we're gonna do this right now on camera.
Okay.
We got the courtesy of, shout out to Flooded Screen Prints, who is my supplier and does all the stuff.
I like this package.
My printing, yeah, Flooded Screen Prints. Make sure y'all holler at us. It's my people, the car family. We got some little gifts, little t-shirts, stuff like that in the package for you. And I got another little gift too. We had to come bearing gifts, you know how it goes.
Appreciate it. Hey. I got it.
Yes, sir. There it is. That's that Just Create Like Yourself. So we did this one inspired by entrepreneurs, all the positive black figures that have ever made a contribution to, you know, everything that we have collectively as a society of people. So, you know, people can read what that says. Dream like Martin, lead like Harriet, fight like Malcolm, think like Garvey, write like Maya, build like Madam CJ, speak like Frederick, educate like WEB, believe like Thurgood, challenge like Rosa, inspire like Obama. And then we went and added just create like yourself. So again.
And then the logo on the back. Now
got a brand
right there.
Oh man, I appreciate that. That's GHME Films, you know.
Hey.
We're gonna be out there. And then we had to, we're gonna get this bag out the way, but from the sponsors, Sense by Yaya, we got some custom homemade candles from Sense by Yaya. Got the scent melts and everything.
Hey,
some of her top scents.
That's dope.
And then something for when you know, you got the model, you got the photo shoots going on, you're trying to set the atmosphere. You can pop in one of these scent melts, get it rocking, get it smelling real good, get the atmosphere right for your clients. Put them in another space, feng shui, get them right. So we can knock out this content.
I can't wait, man. So you put these in the burner.
Yeah, you put the scent warmer inside of here, plugged it up to the wall. Give it about 5 minutes, and it's gonna take you somewhere. Fragrance rise is gonna take you somewhere else.
Thank you, Yaya. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
That's love right there.
Y'all make sure y'all support Sense by Yaya. 12-year-old entrepreneur.
Facts. And you know, you gotta have the studio smelling good at all times.
Got to. So I think I purchased a couple of your shirts one time.
Oh yeah, facts.
And see, this is how it goes. I purchased a shirt from him. I think he sent me like 3. And I've lost a bunch of weight, so it was way too big. So we was like, we're gonna send this right back to him. Right. But we're gonna bless him with some other stuff because he could absolutely rock that one or package it back up and sell it to somebody else.
Facts, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And he got slim on us, man. You part of the slim club.
Listen, man. Listen. And it hurt my feelings too, because my wife told me she told me I was lightweight. I'm like, she likes a heavyweight, now I'm a lightweight. She called me a lightweight. It means it hurt my feelings, but I had to take it.
Healthy, man.
So now I'm trying to pack on some pounds and start hitting the heavyweight so I can bulk the chest back up to get back to like 190, so she'll be happy still.
Hey man, gotta make the ladies happy.
Gotta keep them happy.
We put this over here.
Yes, sir.
The show burning though. As soon as we.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man, that smells so good.
Yeah,
I love that too, man. I love that. You know, entrepreneurship. When I started, it was like a black eye. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you an entrepreneur? Basically, you broke. You ain't got no job. You know, but now things have changed.
Yep.
Now your daughter's an entrepreneur, man.
Yep. See how it goes full circle when you believe in yourself.
Fact.
So I think I opened up the interview with that, like, because, and I've mentioned this before, you were a big influence on me actually becoming a content creator or becoming a cinematographer.
Yeah,
so what was it like when you decided to make that move? I don't know if everybody's familiar with your background, but I know you spent some time in the military.
Right.
And then when I met you, you were already a music video director or a cinematographer. So why did you decide to go that lane after leaving the military?
So I had a job after I got out of the military, I had a job doing the exact same thing I was doing in the military as a contractor.
Okay.
And I had the opportunity to go to Baghdad, make a whole bunch of money, to the point where I could quit the job. You know what I mean? They was asking for volunteers for layoffs. You know, everybody was calling me dumb, you know what I mean? Dumb. But I knew that if they was asking for volunteers to get laid off, everybody was going to eventually get laid off.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I wanted to, be the first one to get out and, get my thing started. So, I bought some cameras and bought an office space, and I ain't looked back since, man. So I don't know. It just worked out for me, In the beginning, it didn't. It was hard. Luckily, I had that money to fall back on, but
Right.
Entrepreneurship is harder than having a job. That's what people don't understand.
True indeed. I think some people see it like they see the skill set, or they have a hobby that they feel they can make money off of.
Right.
They begin to do it, and when they face a challenging period, they're ready to give up.
Right. You can't give up, man.
And that's something that like you just mentioned, working a regular job is easier. It's a comfort level, right? Because you know that you got a guaranteed check coming every week, every 2 weeks, or whatever, right? But I think what they don't see is that even large businesses go through these same growing pains until they get to that point to where they're generating enough revenue to where the slow periods aren't seen as much.
So one day I was at the job, right? We was getting paid $25 an hour, but we was fixing Humvees, military Humvees. Somehow I ran across a piece of paper that showed how much they get paid for the service that we doing on the Humvees.
Right.
And it was $40,000. For what I'm doing, I'm making $25 an hour, and it take me about a week to do. But they was making $40,000 off of
per Humvee that you worked on.
That I did. They ain't have to do nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that right there opened my mind up to, if they getting $40,000 per truck, I just looked at that in business like,
why wouldn't I do that for myself?
Right. I want to get the big bags. I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to get like even now I don't have any employees because I don't want to do that to somebody.
Right. Okay.
I don't want to pay you $15 an hour, and I know that off of that video I made $2,000. You know what I mean? That just don't seem right to me, man. But going further on that too, I don't ever want to feel like somebody owns me. I don't want to feel like a slave. So that's the reason why I left the job too, man. I got 6 kids, so something happened. I want to be able to leave and take care of my kids and do what I want. Them jobs don't care about you, man. You miss too many hours, they gonna fire you. You know what I mean?
Be a number at those jobs.
You can work there for 20 years and they can fire you tomorrow, and you ain't got nothing. So I built my own business because of that, man. I like to say that I can see into the future, man. When you sit back and think about strategic moves, I'm like, I can see the future, bro. Like,
yeah.
I seen it coming. I seen them laying everybody off. I seen where my business is now. I seen that years and years ago. It took a lot of hard work to get here, but I had a goal in mind.
True indeed. And I think everybody doesn't stick with the goal, or when we experience those difficult points, that's when we go back to what's comfortable. So I'll just depend on this job. Not seeing it the way that you just said. If this job ends after 20 years and they decide they don't need us anymore, then we're really back at square one. Right. And we can be SOL. Right. So, I mean, how important was it to to develop the right mindset in order to be successful as an entrepreneur?
So the key thing is believing in yourself. Mm-hmm. Because my wife didn't even believe in me at times. You know what I mean? So like I had to come home after not making no money, already feeling down. And then her getting on me like, we got this bill, this bill. I mean,
right.
So that part was hard. And if I didn't believe in myself, I would have quit. But instead, I pushed through. She seen that. Now she's an entrepreneur, got her own bakery. So
Right. Shout out to Peppy Cakes, right?
Right. So
y'all make sure y'all hit up Peppy Cakes too. Downtown Fayetteville. Some of the listen. Y'all go subscribe or follow that IG page. She is really doing it. I call her the cake boss of NC. If you've ever watched that show, I forgot what network it came on, but she, Miss Denton, is really putting it down like that. Shout out to Peppy Cakes.
Straight up, she killing it, man. But she needed that confidence in herself to do it too, and that was my job, is to put that confidence in her, because I seen it already. Like I said, I could see the future from the first cake. I'm like, yo, we need to be doing this, and now. Transparent moment, she make more money than me. You know
but that's the beauty of it, right? Is developing that entrepreneur inside of our wives, inside of our children.
Yeah.
To show them that you don't have to conform and be that slave.
Right.
You could really do this like the rest of the world does. You could create your own circumstances.
Facts.
That's big. That's big.
And I don't think that if you think about it. Of course, they don't want us to know that, because who gonna be the worker bees?
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So, of course, they're gonna hide that part of the game from me. And I'm blessed to be able to, because when I started, it was me and Barry Williams. We was the only ones shooting videos at the time. I mean, absolutely only ones in this area shooting music videos. So, I'm blessed to be a part of that, to where now you look around, and it's hundreds of people, and they'll all tell you they remember when I started. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
facts.
So, that part right there is worth it all. You know what I mean? To see people like you, see people like Mark Marr. Mark Marr directed Hollywood videos. You know what I mean? And he'll tell you he didn't think it was possible until he seen me do it. You know what I mean? They just don't know that. What I was going through hell, boy. From the family. I mean, I'm talking about your auntie will be like, you need to get a job, boy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Uncle, you need to get a job. Now, I just talked to my uncle the other day. I'm so proud of you, nephew. You know what I mean? And that, just the fact that comes full circle, that's enough for me, man. You know what I mean?
Definitely felt the same way. I got some of those same sentiments from some of my family. Like, you really gonna do that? You should... I would stay with the job until I got my situation got better, but they didn't understand because they don't see the vision the way that we do.
Right.
So yeah, that's big. That's big.
And even further than that, so to them, what we doing was out of the ordinary. But even now, like kids on Twitch, even Instagram influencers, your kid starting her candle company, like. Just like they didn't understand us, it's sometimes hard for us to understand what our kids are doing.
Very true.
They on the game all day, we like, bro, get up and get a job, da-da-da-da. But then I got to remember I had these same obstacles, so.
True indeed.
But
I actually looked at it different. With my kids, I told them, the way that society and the media has gone, if you want to play the game all day, use it to your advantage. Right. Start a Twitch channel or start streaming on YouTube, putting together the game walkthroughs, and eventually you'll start getting paid off for that. So,
but see, my thing with these kids though, now, they just lazy, bro. Like I told my kid the same thing, right? He on the game all day, every day. I done bought him the green screen, the camera.
Oh yeah, so you don't set him up. It's nothing left for you to do but put the work in.
Right. I might as well do it myself, you know what I mean? So these kids just don't. I feel like because we spoiled them, you know what I mean? Like they didn't have to go through half the stuff we had to go through as kids. So it is what it is. But hopefully he catch on one day. He see his mama and daddy got their own business.
I don't think he has a choice. And it's just like you just said, when we lead by example. So when they see you coming out and you producing your own, and then mom is going out and producing her own every day,
right.
it has to become mental.
They don't get it though. Nobody wants to work.
They don't have to because they still at home,
right.
And mommy and daddy are doing good right now. They don't see the
but they don't want to leave the crib. Like,
now that's the other part. I think that's just us as black people in general. Because I think I'm 40 and my mama's the same way. Like she would be thrilled if I said, you know, I'm moving back home. We moving back in with the grandkids right now.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole nother show.
I mean, I don't mind having them at the crib, but a whole bunch of grown people around the crib and y'all not working. Me and mommy working all day and y'all come home, the house ain't clean. Like
we got a problem.
That's the issue. You know
I agree.
I would love to just keep the whole fam under one roof.
Look, I'm like that right now with my 12-year-old. It's cool, but I don't want to clean. So
right.
This is a problem.
It's a problem, bro. We just talking to my wife. I just went to lunch with her and I was like, babe, we just got to start cleaning the house ourselves because I'm tired of stressing, asking these kids every day. Like, it is what it is. Just stop giving them money, take the phones, and clean our own house, man. You know what I mean?
Gotta show them, hey, this is all privilege y'all have become entitled to. This is real. We didn't have this stuff growing up. Wasn't no cell phones. We was on the Nintendo, and if you weren't in the same room with us, I wasn't playing the game with somebody across the world.
Facts.
So yeah.
It's a whole different world, man.
Whole different world.
A lot of opportunities, though.
A lot of opportunities. Speaking of which, I remember a piece of information that you gave me a long time ago. You said, all money ain't good money.
Facts.
Every client is not the client that you should have or that you should focus on. Don't chase the bag.
Facts.
Focus on the work.
Yep.
And I'll go further. You told me to focus on locking in with one specific client. Now, this was specifically tailored to music videos. You told me to lock in with one specific client that trusts me, trusts my vision, and to build with that person.
Facts.
And everything else would come full circle. So I definitely thank you for giving me that advice. But I just want you to elaborate on why that's so important for the viewers. Like, why is it important to not focus on the money, but to focus on the work, and then everything else comes later?
Easiest way to explain it is the clients can always tell when you genuinely love what you do. And they're going to hire you based on how good you are at that thing. You know what I mean? Like how good of a videographer you are. And you only going to be a great videographer if you love it. If you don't love it, it's just like going to somebody's job. And you're like, oh my God, I got to, and your work is going to show it.
True.
I talked to Barry Williams one time and he was like, bro, nobody would still be doing what you're doing if they didn't love it. You know what I mean? And I know that, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's crazy coming from somebody seeing it from the outside that every client that I've ever had, I know I'm putting my all into it because I wake up every day like, yo, I remember them days I used to be stuck on the Humvees looking at the clock. You know what I mean? Like I remember that every day.
Right.
So when I wake up and I'm shooting models or a music video or whatever it is, I'm like, yo, I'm blessed, bro. You know what I mean? Like I don't never come to work and be like, damn, I gotta shoot this today. Mm-hmm. I might have those clients that like, you know, that irritate me, but I'm still doing what I love to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just can't let somebody take you out of your comfort zone to get done what they want to get done. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, sir.
I mean, it's always, you always gotta make the client is always right, but sometimes they be wanting outrageous stuff. Like, I want to fly from this building to that building. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, you know they do that in Hollywood and they get paid millions of dollars to do that. Right? You just gotta put it in perspective for them. Like, I could do it. It's gonna cost you $1 million.
It's gonna cost you $1 million. So that's my follow-up. You segued right into it. How do we decipher what the client expectation is to what they're actually asking us to do? So for me, it's always a money issue, right? So how do we convince them or show them the value? This is why when you contacted me to have stuff flying off the wall and all these crazy effects, this is why you got that number, as opposed to you saying, hey, I'll come for this number, to where you just gonna pull up with your camera, put it on the sticks, shoot it, and then send it back to me.
Man, I think I think in the competition of getting the clients, a lot of videographers shoot themselves in the foot. And it messes up the whole network of what we do, of our craft. Mm-hmm. Because they'll sell them dreams and can't deliver. So when they come to you, they thinking, Buddy said he can do this, this, and that. You just have to be like, well, why you ain't still with Buddy? You know what I mean? Like, did he make it happen? You know what I mean? For that price? So you just that's the thing, bro. Like, for the longest, I bent over backwards for clients. Now I'm at the position where people bending over backwards to come to me. You know, I stayed my ground and I didn't waver, man. And it's hard to do that when you gotta pay the bills, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like some clients they know that. Like David Shands, he's a podcaster. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how he was selling t-shirts at the time. He pulled up in the Avalon, he worked at the Cheesecake Factory, had a Cheesecake Factory shirt on. Mm-hmm. And dude, the shirts was $100. Dude was trying to get them for $60. He was like, bro, you should take this $60, man. That's more than you're gonna make in the shift at the Cheesecake Factory. So how you look is the most important part, bro. When I got this office, you know, you get up in the morning, like you said, you cooking breakfast, you take care of the kids, you thinking about washing the car, all this other stuff. When I first got this office, bro, I come in here and the world just shut off.
Right.
Like I got dark curtains in my editing room, like it's just me and this computer. Mm-hmm. And you know, I'm so used to being distracted by things, I didn't think that it would make a difference. But by the time 5 o'clock rolled around, I finished everything that I allotted myself for the month in one day.
Right.
And I'm like, how did that, you know, and I just got addicted. Like I'm locking in every day, like 9 to 5, this is my job every day. I'm coming in.
Absolutely.
And locking in, so.
Like, I'm not even gonna front. When we walked in the door and I heard this, I knew, all right, you got to get out your house because it is never this quiet in my studio.
That's a fact.
Right, so it's always, I got monster trucks going off, Peppa Pig in the background, there's no telling. Bay! Yes, that as well. The Bay, yes, absolutely.
That's a fact. You know, I still get it. You know, the kids will come up here and mess up a whole day, you know what I mean?
But that's one day. That's not every day. That's not 5 out of 5 days during the week.
But I can kick them out. You know what I mean? Get out.
That other part, yes. I can't kick them out of somewhere where they live. Yeah. That's a little bit more.
I can kick the wife out. Look, I got things to do. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna try that. Explain the difference between the videographer and a cinematographer.
Okay. I had a friend, my homegirl Leah Kadir, that passed away. We were shooting a movie. We were shooting a TV show at the time. Mm-hmm. And she had a cousin out in L.A. Now, you know, people always say, like, my cousin, you know, such and such. So her cousin was Kevin Hart's manager.
Okay.
And so we get to L.A. You know, I always start shooting with BSing. We get to L.A. and it was factual. Like, we were staying in $1 million crib, and his name is Pookie, but he manages Kevin Hart. You know what I mean? Right. So I did my homework on it, and like I'm on Kevin Hart Live, and I see Pookie in the background, and I'm like, damn, we standing at this dude's crib. Anyway, long story short, Pookie he seen what we were doing, and he wanted me to move to LA to film Kevin Hart. Mm-hmm. But I was just moving my family back from film school in Winter Park, Florida. So yep. I turned it down, but what Pookie was telling me was, in LA, you got editors, DPs, light men, sound men.
It's not a one-man band shop.
So that's the reason why he wanted to hire me. He was like, bro, you did all of this by yourself? I was like, bro, I ain't got no choice.
Right.
We ain't got that broke up like that. So it's jobs in the film industry. But the video guy, you know, the videographer, I mean, like, they could be a lot of things. A wedding videographer, you know, it's different lanes for everything, man. And the most important part about it is you got to understand which lane you in so you can maximize it. If you're a wedding videographer, you can get rich off a wedding videography.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If you're a cinematographer, DP, you got to know how to work that camera. You know what I mean? It's all about the camera.
Yes.
A videographer can get away with, telling stories and not being so technical on the camera side.
Right.
But a cinematographer has to know how to make that video look like a movie.
Everything inside of that frame,
right,
the cinematographer is responsible for.
Right. And I feel, again, I take pride in that. That's why people come to me. People there'll be a videographer, and they done shot with the videographer before. Mm-hmm. And they be like, he make it seems easy. But then they'll come to you and be like, I want to shoot with you. Man, your stuff just looks so clean, so clear. But they don't want to pay you what, you're worth. But it looked clean and clear for a reason, bro. I know what I'm doing.
Facts. How much does that piss you off? Because it happens to me all the time, so I know it happens to you probably every day.
It don't really make me mad no more because I get it. You know what I mean? You have to teach your clients how to interact with you.
We have to show them the value. This is why you're coming to me paying my price as opposed to that videographer.
And the thing about it is they already know.
True indeed. They can already know.
They can look at his video versus your video and know that they want this, but they don't know what it is that make it look like that. You know what I mean? Like, but it's a reason why they come to talk to you instead of going back to the dude that did their last video.
True indeed.
So you just have to understand what you worth and stay fast on your prices, man, and don't let nobody, waver you, man. Now the marketplace is another thing that ties into it though. Like if I was in Atlanta or LA, I could easily get $10,000 for a music video.
Right. Mm-hmm.
North Carolina, you're not getting that. You know what I mean? Like you just have to know that.
Even with the biggest budgets, we're not touching those numbers.
You just have to know that, and you have to know that in your marketplace, this is how much these people have. You know what I mean? Like they might be a rapper, but they still might be they working at the factory, bro. Like they have a day job if they're not trapping all day, which most of them ain't. But even if they is trapping, you know what I mean, they still got things to do.
Right.
But that's the reason I transitioned out of music videos, because you have to look at who you're selling it to. And I knew that an average Joe working every day couldn't afford what I needed out of a video. Mm-hmm. So I started going to companies who have that in their budget quarterly. You know what I mean? They give you a whole quarterly budget for something that a music videographer, can pray for in a year. You know what I mean? Right. So you just have to know your what is it, demographic?
Yes. Yeah. Your target demographic.
Right.
And that brings up another question for me. So being media creatives, how important or should we focus on contract-based clients or residual contracts instead of always looking to bring in new people to build our portfolio of clients that we have to work with?
Are you speaking on being a music video director or just
I would say from both aspects. Like I definitely see how it works as being a music video director, but speak to all of it, like outside of just music videos as well.
Okay. So again, times have changed, and like your shirt says, I'm a content creator. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean, I'm a content creator for myself. Businesses are hiring content creators now. Like that's an actual gig. Like I've had a couple of gigs where I handle all of the creative for businesses.
Right.
And that's a residual client. Now, how you structure your deal to for working for them, that's something different. Like I actually worked for the company. I should have ran all the creative through my company. Just pay my company, and instead of working for that company. So,
Gotcha.
But at the end of the day, content creation, all of these businesses are understanding that they have to keep up on the Instagrams, the TikToks.
Right.
So that's a legit gig.
Because like we said, 10, 15 years ago, these jobs didn't exist because there was no social media.
Right.
So I think that's big in getting, other types of work and not just limiting to yourself to one specific thing unless you're in an area to where I can only shoot music videos, and that's going to be beneficial for me.
Now, okay, so to speak to the music video aspect of it, I say I quit videography, quit shooting music videos, but I still have one client, and he my best friend, L Grammy. That's the only person I ever
Shout out L Grammy and this whole, Arena music, yep.
So, Grammy don't listen to me. We would have been at this point 10 years ago if he'd have listened to me. But I'm glad he finally, getting to this point. Like, Grammy been pushing singles for years and didn't have a project.
Okay.
So now he has a project coming, got the label coming. But all of that stems from me. You know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with you. And he know this. I ain't saying nothing behind his back. He already know that people wouldn't know who he is without me. You know what I mean? So, like, he locked in with me, paid me full rates for my music videos. I think we got to 8.
Y'all put in a bunch of work. I don't see y'all all over the world.
And that's the thing. We travel too.
Countries in Japan and on the islands. Like, that's the type of client to have.
Facts. But anybody can be that client. You never know who it is.
True indeed.
Anybody can be that. But he understood that how important the videographer is versus trying to down talk me and get the cheaper price. He understood that I'm gonna pay you full price. I'm gonna take you to Aruba and we gonna turn up. You know what I mean? Like it's a different. So if you searching for a client to lock in with, look for that, man. Make sure that they care about how they look. You know what I mean?
True indeed.
A lot of people don't care how they look. They just want the cheapest videographer they can find.
Because they think that's what's going to propel them to the next area. So quantity of work might get you noticed, but once you get noticed, more than likely, the viewer is now looking for quality of work. So having 100 videos out here is one thing, but having 2 quality videos that people want to go back and rewatch would be more important.
Okay, and another thing too, man, before we leave that, as the artist, you always have to understand that just like you want to look good, the videographer is building his reel, so he want to look good.
Absolutely.
So say you pay this man for 3 music videos and they turn out fire. He love the way y'all work together. He love the way you look in front of the camera and everything else that's going on. He might shoot you free videos after that because he know that certain look is what he needs on his reel. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But if you don't care about how, you know what I mean, you're just trying to get the cheapest videographer, you don't want to pay for the props, don't want to pay for the models, don't want to pay for the locations, you probably won't see that situation. But me as a videographer, if you taking care of, we going to Aruba, taking some models with us, we taking hair and makeup, we got, the tour alone costs $200, the ride, the ATVs, like he breaking bread, bro, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm knowing he breaking bread to make the video look good, so I'm like, yo, forget the fee because I know somebody else see this video, we in Aruba, we got the bad chicks, we on the bikes.
The production value went up so much.
Right.
It
not
increases,
Not only that, it makes my pockets fatter because other people see that and be like, damn, you can do that?
True indeed.
You know what I mean? And that's really what it's all about as a videographer or cinematographer, director is your reel, man. Like, what have you done? You know what I mean? You got to prove to me what you've done.
Have you ever done work for a client that was just absolute fire? They paid your rate, video came out, everything was good, and then the client never dropped the project?
Yeah, I have. I have a problem with that because people see my past work and expect to get that Grammy work or that Grammy look in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So they be disappointed when they stuff don't look like that. And I tell them beforehand, you got to manage expectations. He took me to Aruba. You know what I mean? Off gate, that gonna make the video look good. You know what I mean? I could have shot that on a cell phone.
Right.
And made that look good. So I have a problem with that because my reel is so extensive where I guess they expected more. But then, you know what I mean? They don't want to give more. So they sit on it and be like, man, this don't look like Grammys. You know what I mean? what can I say? I mean,
well, I don't even think the client, they're absolutely happy with the work that you produce.
Right.
Just for whatever reason, they never drop it. Maybe it's a timing issue, or they're trying to line up the visual to come out with the release of the record or the project or something like.
Man, that's,
I'm giving you real world experience right now. I'm going through a situation where we shot some fire.
Right.
And the artist has actually contacted us to come back and complete another video.
And then put out the last.
But my question is, where is the last video we shot a couple months ago?
So as a creative, you understand that people are sensitive about their stuff.
Very true. Correct.
So I wouldn't take it personal because he might not have liked that song no more. He might not have liked how he looked in that video. It might just be something that he doesn't like about himself that he feels like he's grown past.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
So I wouldn't take it personal. That's just the nature of the business. You know what I mean?
Right. So would you still put that video on your reel? Even though it was unreleased, would you still cut out 5 to 10 seconds to put it in your 1 minute music video reel for Instagram?
So in my contract for music videos, the last clause says I could use it for promotion of my business. So I would, just because that's in my contract. It's
in the contract.
But if you, I would, if it's not in your contract, I would definitely, talk to the client about it and be like, yo, I want to put it in my reel. Is that cool? Ultimately, man, a lot of people don't know this, but ultimately, whatever you shoot with your camera is your property.
Own it. They do. People don't know the laws around intellectual property. I've explained this to a couple people.
Now, but we shoot music videos now. If you can't have no dude in the streets there, you might want to ask him. You know what I mean? Because
valid point.
He gonna come at you. We shoot music video. We dealing with dope dealers and murderers, man.
Sometimes we are. Absolutely.
But yeah, that's I would definitely put it in my reel if I liked it.
Is there anything that you felt like in this industry of film that you haven't touched? I mean, you've already produced film, TV shows, music videos, documentaries. You got a whole tattoo channel. We didn't even touch on that. The different channels you got on social media. You've started a modeling agency. Right. Is there anything in the film world that you haven't touched that you're setting your sights on next?
No, man. I feel like all of that stuff was cool to experience. But ultimately, right now, being that I have a photography studio, I done came all the way back to where I started. And like you said, the tattoo shows and all of that, I'm putting that on pause for right now to focus on this. Like I said, I love the fact that I did TV shows. I did all of that stuff. But for me, it's about being effective in what you're doing. And what I realize is, doing all of that took me away from my focus. You know what I mean? So because this market isn't video friendly, it's hard to sell video. Right. But one thing that's not ever gonna be hard to sell is photography. You know what I mean? You got babies, you got pregnancies, you got
right.
bar mitzvahs, whatever. People always gonna need photos. So that's what I'm focusing on now. But I love the fact that I did all of that. And say I'll get tired of photography, I have that stuff on my reel that I can be like, yo, let's get into weddings. I got these 6 weddings I can show you that I can do it. Or you want to shoot a web series or a movie, I got these movies and stuff that I can show you. It's always good to touch all of that stuff, but I feel like for a movie, it's too much work for me.
Yeah, facts. That's a lot of work.
Right.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of moving parts. It's stressful.
Yes.
We don't have rental houses in North Carolina to go rent a rig, go rent equipment, go rent lights, go rent mics. Locations. You know what I mean? We don't have that structure like Atlanta or Cali. So you have to, everything that I ever shot was off a relationship.
Right, networking. So how important is it to network? If you're in that field and you want to shoot movies, but we don't have those resources, how important is it to network?
It's definitely, you can't do it without the relationship.
True indeed.
You know what I mean? Like if you need a mansion, the only way you're gonna get it in North Carolina is to know a millionaire that got a mansion. You know what I mean? Like
True
and
indeed.
go to Cali, you can rent a mansion. You know what I mean? It's nothing, but you can't do that here. So that's the only way you're gonna make it work in North Carolina is to build those relationships.
True.
That means like say you need some cars for a video. That means going to car meetups and networking and shooting free videos for them, free pictures for them, so you can use their car in a music video. That's how I've operated this whole time, is shooting free stuff for people, figuring out what they need so I can get what I need.
But it wasn't necessarily free. It just came at no cost to them.
Right.
The value for you was you gave them the images that they could use to show their stuff, and in return, you helped build your portfolio to get you to sitting in this seat right now.
Facts.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It's a lot of work though, man. It's a lot of work. So like I said, movies, too much work for me currently in where I'm at. Same thing with web series, weddings. I'm just not a photography is easy, man. In order to be a videographer, you have to learn some form of photography anyway. So
True indeed.
I'm just blessed to be good at it, you know.
Which do you feel is easier, photo or video?
Definitely photo. I mean,
really? Why?
Because
I have a difference of opinion.
The thing, so say, let's take it to the wedding. You got a wedding videographer and a wedding photographer. Mm-hmm. They jump in, get their shot, move out the way they done. You got to get the whole walk down the aisle. Mm-hmm. So, and that, you got people jumping in the aisle with their camera phones. You got the photographer jumping in and out your shot. Like, it's a lot going on for the videographer, but for the photographer, he getting all his shots. Boom, boom, boom.
That's
I mean, it's just a frame. You know what I mean? One frame, you gotta cultivate a whole movie out of that.
That is the reason why I've always felt photography is harder, because I only have one frame to capture everything in this moment.
Right.
As opposed to with video, I got 30 seconds to make you believe what's happening in this room is really happening.
Right.
So, just,
I mean,
just a different
what
perspective.
Photography for me, I don't know, man. It's just a lot easier. You know what I mean?
And then too, maybe my father was one of the first people to ever introduce me to a video camera.
Right.
So maybe I found video easier than when I actually started taking or composing good pictures or setup photography.
So now, we speaking to, like, video always gonna be my number one love. Like, I'd rather be doing video because, like you said, like, that's just, I love creating something out of nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So my absolute favorite thing to do is green screen work and 3D work, creating something out of nothing. But I think that the clients have spoiled it for me. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, I feel like the clients have, like I said, you got to build the relationships, and the clients is lazy. They don't want to pay for this or that. It's just harder for me to get stuff done. If I move to LA or somewhere like that, I probably fall in love with video again. But right now, it's just, I feel like I've done everything I can do, and the money's just not right, man.
Gotcha.
All right.
All right, so you've done everything in film and photography that you want to do. You've opened up.
Except for porn. I ain't did porn.
Why not? Hold on. Let's touch on this briefly. Because like we said, the industry is changing. I understand that you're a married man.
Right.
I'm a married man as well. However, I have had a few clients that are in the OnlyFans realm.
Facts.
So I have touched pornographic material. Why not?
I done soft porn.
Okay.
Soft porn.
So then you have. You just ain't done no whole boy girl setup.
Yeah.
Like we was watching on the little skin flick DVDs back in the day.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't be opposed to it if I wasn't married. But my wife is like Christian.
Gotcha.
I mean, it ain't like she'd be mad. It's just, I'm disappointed.
Gotcha.
So that's what it is. I mean, but
easy conversation. That's the answer to that.
But the bag got to be good on the OnlyFans side, though. They making money.
I'll say it from my perspective. The models that I've worked with, although they are, I don't know. I'm not looking at what they payouts is. I made my little change for the video, and that was it. But it wasn't like I probably should have pitched it another way. Hey, let's do this on percentage points. Like, give me.
I was about to go into the business side.
I probably set the business up wrong to where I could have increased my bag on these particular jobs.
Yeah, man, there's so much potential in that, especially because, like, I get with one of them porno chicks and be like, yo, give me a percentage. I need to see it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna set the OnlyFans up. Everything going through me. Right. I mean, I pay you out.
Right. See, she came to me, this particular person came to me because of she was generating good numbers based off of cell phone videos. So she was like, okay. And I had done a photo shoot for her in the past. Well, if you come with the cameras, the production value goes up that much more. So, and it actually came out pretty good. I guess same deal. I'm married. It wasn't like I wanted to be a hornball and be like, yo, I'm gonna go and hit up a whole girl and we're gonna go shoot some more OnlyFans content.
Yeah. I believe you'd have came home with the bag. Wife would have been like, all right, I ain't mad.
yeah, probably so.
But yeah, that's crazy. There's so many different opportunities out here. Like,
it is. It's a million. And
man, there's so much you can tap into. That's why, like, for me as an entrepreneur, I could never see me working for somebody because there's dudes out there cutting grass making more than I was making as a mechanic.
They understood the business. So the structure, marketing, you can do anything. But once you understand business and how to promote and market yourself, the sky's unlimited.
Unlimited, bro. And that's what I love about being an entrepreneur is, like you said, the sky's the limit. Like, I can go out here and make $100,000 this month. You know what I mean? Like, next month I can make zero. But the sky's the limit however hard I want to work.
Right. But we know working for somebody else, all we going to get is
it's cash. It's cash. You got to wait on that check.
Absolutely.
And that feel like slavery to me, bro. Like, we came straight out of slavery into that, bro. You think about it. You know what I mean? Like, we came straight out of slavery into working for other people back into slavery, basically.
Yeah, they just tricked us and made us believe this is what we're supposed to be doing. That's all.
Imagine missing some days of work for something, you know what I mean? Important to you.
Right.
You're gonna get a whipping.
Facts. Whipping. Yeah, man. Well, that's pretty much it. That's all the questions I got. You, anybody you want to shout out? I know you, we've hit on most of those people. You spoke about L Grammy and the clients that you work with that you really tapped in with. But any last points you want to lead the people with before we end this? Excuse me.
No, not really, man. I just I want to see everybody win, man. You know, if you find something you're good at, stick to it, man, and make it work for you, man. Because don't nobody else care about you, bro. Don't nobody else care about the grind, man. Nobody else care about your journey and what it took you to get there. They only care when they see you on top.
True indeed.
You know, with the nice things and taking vacations, and that's all they care about, bro.
True indeed.
They don't want to spend them long nights in there editing and shooting and dealing with clients.
Oh man, we could talk about this all day. But when you believe in yourself, and you reach your plateau, you're able to sit here and have these conversations like we're having right now. So I definitely appreciate you taking the time out to sit down and talk with me today.
Appreciate y'all.
Always love seeing you, my guy. This is my dude. Shout out to my OG, man. Remember, if you are not already following his channel, go subscribe to that Instagram. Go subscribe to that Tribe 33. Tribe 33, the modeling agency. Make sure you hit up that YouTube, support all his content.
YouTube is major because I'm daily vlogging now. So
daily vlog. Look, he got so much stuff. You got the Carolina Misses series over there. All of his music videos, the vlogs, get these tips. Join that Facebook group, the shooter tips, all of that stuff, man. Make sure y'all tap in with my OG, ChiefTexx. And that's it. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace out, man.